Well, if you don't recognize the names, you will certainly recognize the beards. Duck Dynasty is a reality TV series on A&E which features the lives of the Robertson family who reside in Monroe, Louisiana. Phil Robertson created the family company Duck Commander after turning down an offer to play in the NFL because it interfered with duck season. Marcia Kay, known as Miss Kay, married Phil when she was just 16, and shortly into their marriage, Phil's heavy drinking, bar fights, and a life of crime put Miss Kay and their 4 sons' faith in God to the test. But when an evangelist shared salvation with Phil in a bar one night, their lives set a new course. Phil created the Duck Commander Call, and his 3rd son Willie used his business degree to take Duck Commander from a family business to a multi-million-dollar empire. Uncle Si is a beloved character known for his storytelling and his ever-present blue plastic cup. And brother Jace is in charge of the company's manufacturing.
Have y'all done anything today?
No.
They have no shame in claiming to be rednecks, and no shame in sharing their faith in Jesus Christ. And why should they? Duck Dynasty is the highest-rated nonfiction series on cable with a mere 9.6 million viewers for the Season 3 finale. We caught up with JASE Robertson recently at the Boots and Hearts Country Music Festival Gospel Brunch.
This is your very first visit to Canada.
This is the first official trip to Canada for me.
And you enjoying it so far?
Oh, I'm loving it.
Well, welcome.
I didn't know, I had so much in common with the people of Canada.
We certainly love you here, and
awesome.
Overwhelming success of the show. It's interesting that I remember taking a trip when I was a kid to a Jack Miner's bird sanctuary, and they would say to us, this is where the ducks and this is where the geese, they go on their way off down south on their trip down. What they didn't tell us was they meet you.
Yeah, they come down, and then you don't see some of those anymore.
They go down, they don't come back.
That's right. Only a few, But, yeah, I've always had an appreciation for Canada because I'm like, they're raising all these ducks for me, and they're sending them my way every year. So I've had a special place in my heart.
Excellent. Well, today you're here with the Boots and Hearts Music Festival, but you're here as a part of the Gospel Brunch. What's that mean for you guys?
Oh, it was awesome. We go all over the United States and Canada, and I've been all across the world. And really what we're all about is our faith in God, and then our family, and then ducks, in that order. And It's not just something we say. We believe that God uses people to spread the knowledge of his son. And I always say, if he can use me, he can use anybody. Look at me. But that's really what it's all about, and we shared Jesus and his story, and I think it's a lot of people that were excited to hear the good news. I could tell there were some people that had never heard it before, and we don't judge anybody or try to pressure anybody. We just throw it out there and say, look, it's an option and gives you a more meaningful life, and if we're right, it will give you eternal life. So I think since it comes from our perspective, we're not preachers or we're not representing some kind of religious organization. It helps our message because people realize the only reason we share it is because we believe it to be true.
Sure.
And I think that's pretty powerful. So I always say that I do duck call seminars for a fee, but I share Jesus for free because I believe it to be true. So.
Was there ever a time in your life that you kind of had to ask God to say, give me a forum with which to, or did that just kind of the door just open and you just went through it?
Well, what happened in my life was, since my parents were not Christians when I was a kid, I had a really tough childhood along with my brothers. And I was real shy and kind of a social introvert, I guess, because, I was raised being a survivor. And when my parents became Christians, it took a while for them to grow and get away from their past. So, I was just always shy. But once I claimed Jesus as Lord, I realized the first year of my Christian life, I'm not going to be able to be shy about this. Because, all my friends in high school, they were doing whatever. And I just realized, I'm going to have to take a stand on this. And I really had a personality change, and I think it's a God thing. I went from being shy, never saying anything, to telling all my friends. Next thing you know, I'm speaking. Next thing you know, my family's on national TV, and I'm speaking to thousands of people across the world. It was really, that's how it happened.
Everywhere we go, people ask us, they say,
so what's up with y'all growing the beards? I'm like, hey, I'm not growing anything. It's doing that on its own. Somebody figured out that the time an average man spends shaving throughout his lifespan is 5 months. That's almost 2 duck seasons. If you combine that with the time that you waste mowing your grass, when my dad told me, look, what are you doing? The frost will get it. And he was right. Look at the time we're saving. The bottom line is, it's the heart of the man, or a woman for that matter. And look, whiskers on women, as my dad says, it's a bummer. But it's not a deal breaker. It's the heart of the man that matters. The beard is the exclamation point. Wear it well.
But I was just not like that as a kid. My personality, I just didn't say a whole lot. I was the quiet, shy one. But, God changed that for the better, and I'm glad he did. So,
Now, running a business is difficult in the best of times.
Yeah.
Running a business with your family, I imagine, is a little bit more difficult. Running a business with your family while the tape's rolling, how do you handle all that? And do you get time to hunt anymore?
No, we get time to hunt.
Okay.
I mean, I've always hunted since I was a kid. I would save up my days that I could miss from school, my sick days, and I would become incredibly sick during duck season. It was a condition that we called duck fever, and I got it every year.
Contagious.
But and I do the same thing. That's why I build duck calls, because my dad told me, he said, you give me 9 months and I'll give you 3 months to hunt and test the products. And I made the same deal with Willie. So really, the way I look at it, I will put up with anything for 9 months, but I'm going to hunt. That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my schedule around where that's going to happen. And we do the same thing with a TV show. But there's challenges working with your family. I mean, I think it's a good thing overall because, in the end, everybody's got each other's back. And what you see on the show is how it is. Look, one of the keys to getting along with anybody in a relationship is you got to laugh at yourself. We make fun of each other and we laugh at ourselves. And, we're not perfect. We don't claim to be experts. So I think that's been a real key to having a successful business is you got to be willing to take a joke and, forgive when we do make mistakes. But, we rag each other whether the camera's on or not. I really don't notice the cameras. I mean,
You get used to it eventually, and
I don't notice them. I've been around cameras a long time. We used to do hunting DVDs, and I got used to it. And the cameras are on. I don't notice that they're there. One of the great things about being on the show that we're on is we get to be ourselves. And they may come up with some ideas, and we may know where we're going, but we don't know how we're going to get there. And we get to be ourselves, and I'm like, well, I can do that.
Sure.
So,
and I think that's one of the things people really appreciate about the show, and I think what really resonates with a lot of the viewers, and certainly with our viewers, is the realness with you guys.
Yeah.
And they really appreciate that.
Well, A&E's been awesome. I mean, I think it was a gamble for them to give us the freedom and the creativity to be ourselves on there. And sometimes it's taken a lot longer to film things because, especially when you got Uncle Si, he just goes off about whatever, and everybody's looking around, the camera people. I'm looking at them, they're like, what is he talking about? I'm like, run it. Because he's just that way. But they've been great about that, and we found kind of a method to the madness, I guess, and it's been well received. I'd like to say that I thought it would work from day one, but I didn't. I was like, nobody's going to watch this.
But you're going in now season 4.
Season 4.
And that starts
August 14th.
And
I actually saw the first episode, and I was pleasantly surprised. And,
were you skeptical?
I was skeptical because we decided to do a ceremony as a family renewing my parents' vows, and we were going to do it whether it was filmed or not. We told the network we were going to do it, and they decided to film it. And, it's as real and raw as anything that's been out there. But I have to admit, there's some funny things that happen like normal, but it's actually kind of touching. And when I watched it, I was surprised that it came across the way it did. And so I'm interested to see what people think about it. I thought there was a lot of godly principles shown there, and it was really from their heart, and it was kind of moving. And I don't see how you couldn't watch it and think, God has really worked in their lives. And so I'm excited about it.
Very cool. And I hear there's going to be there may be some surprises.
Yeah, there's a lot of surprises.
Any hints that you can drop for us?
My brother, my beardless brother, makes an appearance on the show. And, it's not like we've been hiding him, but we just, we view that he has issues. He dresses nice. He doesn't have a beard. He talks a lot more intelligent than we do. And we've never really figured out what his problem is, but
you
we've
ride him a bit
him.
for that?
Huh?
Do you ride him a bit for that?
Oh yeah, we've we've ridden him in the ground. But I think to a lot of people he will seem normal. To us, he's the abnormal son, and but we have fun with it. He's the butt of a lot of jokes.
Sure.
And it's kind of a crazy scene. You would think he's the normal one, but he just looks out of place. But we've accepted him, and everything's fine.
Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us, and on behalf of the fans and on behalf of our viewers, for taking the time to have that forum, to be out there and just being real and just sharing the gospel message, and for what you guys did today was incredible.
Yeah,
brought a man to tears. I'm not going to lie.
Man, I appreciate it. It was something cool about this. I know most people thought that this was just all going to be about country music. Look, I love country music, but it was nice. Look, we like to have fun. I like to duck hunt, do duck call demonstrations, but in the end, I think there's something to trying to overcome, the things in life, and people need a reason to smile, and we believe, Jesus is the ultimate reason. And so we're not ashamed of that, and we share it.
We certainly appreciate it.
No problem.
Jase,
Thanks
thank
for
you so
having me.
much.